Okay, so today is day 65 of being housed. Um, it is Sunday, October the 17th, and goodness, I noted the owner's mother. Like, I had to use the bathroom as soon as I got up, which is natural and normal. And I find like the owner, sometimes he's awake, sometimes he'll stay up all night, so he might be awake, when I leave for a morning walk and then when I return. So sometimes it seems like he goes to bed around anytime after 6 or 7 in the morning, and then it seems like he just sleeps until like mid-afternoon. The owner's mother, though, she seems to be up around, I would say her schedule is maybe around 7:38 in the morning. So definitely never before 7 that I've seen. So anyhow, this morning, so I got up, used the bathroom, I blew my nose, and then I was thinking, I hope, like, because her bedroom is downstairs, I was thinking, I hope that doesn't like wake her up or or anything. And then when I was just leaving, I noted that there's the bathroom door was shut and the bathroom light was on, so she's clearly up. So I don't know if me blowing my nose, I blew my nose downstairs in the bathroom. No, I waited till I got upstairs in my bedroom. That's what it was, and I blew my nose. But anyways, I don't know if that wakes people up. I'm really not too sure. Anyways, so much going on. There's always so much going on, and let's see here. As I mentioned in one of the videos last week, I have a decision to make regarding the planes and people watching, and I'm going to have to. Well, I'm deciding on whether to keep the anonymity, and to keep the topics talked about and discussed, to keep them sensitive and private, just so like they're shared, and they can be shared, transparently, and then we can learn lessons from them, and I can disclose like what's going on in my life without any vigilance, without any people being personally attacked. It's never about the people, it's about it's not, that's never about the people. There's situations where things need to be brought up to the appropriate authorities, and situations need to be dealt with, but the whole purpose of this is to talk about issues that are commonly experienced behind closed doors, yet not commonly talked about. So I want to remain true to that. That was the idea at the very beginning. So part of doing that, though, is if I get an ISBN number and put it underneath my own name, I think that breaches the confidentiality of this work. And so in order to go around that, I believe I might have to register it from the or on behalf of I might have to register my own business, or like a sole proprietorship, or as a sole proprietor, and then have my own purchase my own ISBN from that, and by purchase I mean just register. So that's where I'm at. This is all, if it seems like, oh, nope, you don't know what you're talking about, I'll be the first to say I actually don't. This is all like uncharted territory for me. It's all brand new. It's part of the fun. And but anyways, so that's what I'm going to be looking into. And just obviously I got to weigh things out. I need to, just like anything, do due diligence and ensure that I have clarity of understanding. And once again, it's so much better also. Maybe I can find a community or a support group with individuals who have done something similar, and then I can just talk with them. And I find people are always more than happy to share the things that they've been through, and especially to help others who are venturing out to do the same things that they've done. So anyway, so that is that. That's where I'm at with the Planes and People Watching manuscript. It honestly feels like whenever these things come up, I can see how people can get impatient, because it honestly feels like you poured so much effort, so much work, so much time into a piece of work, into a project, or into an idea, and all of a sudden you start making headway, you start gaining footing, gaining ground, and growing, and this is quite wonderful. It's exciting, it's exhilarating, it's all these wonderful things, and then all of a sudden you hit like a wall, and you think, oh, perhaps I should have perhaps it would have been wise to sit down at the very beginning, and then from an overhead perspective just follow these things through conceptually, and then like this thing, I could have been addressing this earlier, so then when I came to it, it's kind of like sending people ahead to scout new terrain, and then if they find like a ditch or a river or a ravine, they can report that to you, and then you can deploy workers to go and to build a bridge. So by the time you and your group they make it to that part of the terrain, the bridge is already built, so you already have a solution to that problem. And so anyway, so that's one to grow on. That's something I can learn from this. It's wise to have that. I think of like a systems architect having more of a higher level, and by a higher level I just mean having an overhead view where they're looking at like a whole neighborhood or whole city or township that's going to be developed, and then they're taking everything into consideration: the slope of the parking lots, the slope of the roads, all the different sewers, the runoff for the water, the amount of rain on average that they get in that area per year, the impact of having all this cement and tarmac, et cetera, put down, the access, like the main arteries to get to the downtown versus like the any roads for like detours, and then also like any roads for detours for the possibility that you're going to need to revamp or do some construction or just upgrade like the roads in the future. So anyway, so they're going to be taking all those things in consideration, and they're going to sit down and have that overhead perspective and run through these thoughts from A to B to C to D to E and all the way to Z. And then so that's something I could have done, something I will do in the future, and then moving forward I can simply you have that peace of mind that you've done due diligence to get everything as laid out and formulated as possible, clearly as possible, pardon me. And so when these things, if they come up, they should be just minor hindrances, but anyhow, or just things you're prepared for. That's okay. One to grow on, to learn, and but that's where I'm at right now. And I find what makes it very sluggish and slow is now I have to do some research on things that I'm unfamiliar with, and also too, when doing research on things you're unfamiliar with, it's the main issue is if I don't fully comprehend the subject matter, it adds a level of difficulty. So anyhow, that's just where I'm at, and I think this is it's a wonderful update.